Vault-Tec. They pumped out 122 vaults, promising to save people from the nuclear apocalypse. Oh, and they made those iconic Pip-Boys, the wrist gadgets that track your stats while you're dodging Deathclaws. Sounds like they were all about helping, but hold up. Vault-Tec was playing a much darker game. Most of their vaults? Not shelters. They were creepy labs for social and psychological experiment. Vault-Tec Corporation, founded in 2031, was the US government's resort for building fallout shelters, like Vault 11, where people had to vote someone to their death every year, or Vault 112, trapping folks in a virtual reality horror show. They were neck deep with the Enclave, pulling strings to test human nature in the most messed up ways. It's like they saw the end of the world and thought, perfect time to get weird. And yeah, they made banks selling vault spots to desperate folks while the bombs fell. Gotta say, it's peak disaster capitalism. Screw the world, profit first. You see them in every Fallout game, in the 2024 TV series, and every time you're left thinking, wow, these guys are the worst. Vault-Tec's vaults were bad enough, but wait till you hear about the next corporation. They took shady to a whole new level. Robco Industries. Robco Industries, founded in 2042 by the one and only Robert House, was the king of tech before the bombs dropped. This guy was like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates rolled into one, but with a Vegas flair. Robco churned out electronics and robotics like nobody's business. Think Pip-Boys. Yep, they helped make those. Protectrons waddling around like armed toasters. Securitrons rolling through New Vegas with missile launchers. And those terminals you're always hacking in Fallout 1, 3, New Vegas, and 4. House built a tech monopoly that basically ran the pre-war world. But here's the kicker. His tech didn't just survive the apocalypse, it shaped it. In New Vegas, House turns himself into a digital CEO god, hooked up to a computer, ruling the strip like a slot machine dictator. Talk about a guy who loves his job a little too much. His Securitrons kept Vegas stable post-war, sure, but also blasted anyone who looked at him funny. I tried out running a Securitron once, and it felt like dodging a tank with a superiority complex. Robco's legacy is a wasteland full of their bots, half of them still trying to protect you by turning you into Swiss cheese. House's empire screams unchecked tech mogul vibes, and you can't help but wonder, was he a genius or just a billionaire with an ego the size of the Mojave? Poseidon Energy. Poseidon Energy, or Poseidon Oil, was a massive conglomerate before the 2050s, gobbling up oil, nuclear, and solar like a kid hoarding candy. These guys were the Exxon or BP of the Fallout world, except they didn't just pollute, they helped spark the resource wars that blew everything to hell. Their big toys? The Poseidon oil rig in Fallout 2, a floating fortress for the Enclave's evil plans, and Helios 1 in New Vegas, a solar plant that sounds eco-friendly but doubles as a laser-shooting death machine. You see their grubby fingerprints in Fallout 2, New Vegas, and 4, and every time, it's a mess. They jacked up energy prices while the world choked, and their tech fueled wars over the last drops of oil. Post-apocalypse, everyone's fighting over their scraps. NCR, Brotherhood of Steel, even the Enclave, all scrapping like it's Black Friday at a power plant. I mean, imagine your utility company not only hiking your bill, but also building a laser to zap you. That's Poseidon's vibe. They turned greed into an art form, and the wasteland's still paying the price. Gotta say, their oil rig base was cool, though like a Bond villain lair, but with worse interior decorating. Poseidon lit the world on fire, but the next corporation, they're cooking up something even crazier. Stick with me, you're gonna love this. West-Tec. West-Tec, born in 2002, was the military-industrial beast that makes Vault-Tec look like a charity. These guys were all about defense and biotech, cooking up stuff for the US military, like it was their personal playground. Their big hits, power armor, those tank-like suits you're stomping around in, laser weapons that melt faces faster than a bad TikTok trend, and oh boy, the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV, which turned people into super mutants. Yeah, if you've ever been chased by a green, hulking monster in Fallout 1, 3, or 76, you can thank West-Tec for that nightmare. They were supposed to make super soldiers, but instead, they unleashed a virus that turned folks into 10-foot-tall rage machines. Picture a scientist going, hey, let's make humans better by turning them into the Hulk, but angrier. Brilliant plan, right? Their facilities, like the Glow and Fallout 1, are basically death traps full of radiation and failed experiments. West-Tec was like DARPA or Livermore Labs on steroids, tossing ethics out the window for government contracts. They didn't just build weapons, they rewrote humanity's DNA, and the wasteland's still dealing with their mutant legacy. You run into their handiwork in Fallout 1, 3, and 76, and every time, it's a reminder. Corporate science with no morals is a recipe for disaster. I mean, I want to make cool armor, but creating a virus that spawns Deathclaw cousins? That's a hard pass. Gotta admit though, their power armor makes you feel like a walking tank until a super mutant gets you across the room. Nuka-Cola Corporation. Nuka-Cola Corporation, founded in 2044 by John Caleb Bradburton, was the king of beverages in the Fallout world. Think Coca-Cola, but if it was run by a mad scientist with a marketing degree. These guys didn't just sell soda, they built an empire of addiction that had pre-war America chugging Nuka-Cola like it was the only thing keeping them alive. Their star products? The classic Nuka-Cola, that sweet, fizzy drink you find in every rusted vending machine, Nuka-Cola Quantum, which glows blue and probably gives you a third eye, and Nuka World, a theme park from the Fallout 4 DLC that's less Magical Kingdom and more Raider Death Trap. You see their logo plastered everywhere in Fallout 3, 4, Nuka World, and 76. They were locked in a cola war with Sunset Sarsaparilla and Vim, fighting for shelf space like it was a cage match. Nuka-Cola's secret sauce? Addictive chemicals that made you crave it more than a Deathclaw craves lunch. Their marketing was next-level billboards, jingles, loyalty programs that had people trading their life savings for a free bottle. It's like they took consumerism, cranked it to 11, and added a radioactive twist. In Fallout 4's Nuka World, you learn Bradburton himself got preserved as a head in a jar, still scheming post-apocalypse. Talk about brand loyalty. I tried chugging a Quantum once in Fallout 4 and felt like I was drinking a glow stick, and not in a good way. Nuka-Cola's legacy is a wasteland littered with their bottles, a testament to corporate greed and chemical manipulation. They didn't just sell soda, they sold a lifestyle, and you're still finding their ads while dodging raiders. Gotta hand it to them, though their vending machines are tougher than most bunkers. You ever wonder what's in that Quantum glow? Yeah, me neither, but I'm not drinking it. If you are loving this, click on the like and subscribe button. Stick around. General Atomics International. General Atomics International, born sometime before the 2050s, was the Fallout world's answer to Boston Dynamics and GE rolled into one, but with a side of apocalyptic chaos. These guys were all about robotics and AI automation, pumping out machines to make life easier until those machines started turning people into scrap. Their lineup? Mr. Handy, the floating butler bot with a British accent and a buzzsaw arm. Miss Nanny, its sassy counterpart. Sentry bots, basically tanks with attitude. And here's where it gets weird, RoboBrains. Robots, powered by actual human brains. Yeah. They literally ripped out people's minds and stuffed them into metal skulls. You run into these creepy creations in Fallout 3 and 4, and let me tell you, fighting a RoboBrain feels like arguing with a Roomba that's got an identity crisis. General Atomics sold these bots as domestic helpers. Imagine a Mr. Handy cooking your dinner or vacuuming your bunker. But post-apocalypse, those same bots are roaming the wasteland, flaming anything that moves. I mean, who looks at a robot maid and thinks, let's give it a flamethrower? These guys, apparently. Their blind faith in automation screams, we trusted tech too much. And the RoboBrains? That's straight up commodifying human souls for profit. Picture a boardroom pitch. Let's make AI, but with brains we stole from people. And somehow, that got a green light. In Fallout 4, you'll find their factories still churning out bots. And in Fallout 3, their Mr. Handys are either serving tea or trying to saw your head off. It's like General Atomics thought, why stop at helpful when we can make something horrifying? Gotta give them props for the engineering, though those Mr. Handy bots are still hovering centuries later, even if half of them think you're a raider. Have you ever tried talking to a RoboBrain? It's like chatting with your grandpa if he was wired to a death laser. Wild stuff. General Atomics' robot nightmares are insane, but the next corporation, they've got a whole different kind of chaos brewing. Stick with me, this one's a doozy. MedTech Research. MedTech Research, a Boston-based outfit from before the 2050s, was the Fallout world's big pharma poster child, and man, they leaned into it hard. These guys were all about medical R&D and pharmaceuticals, pumping out lifesavers like Stimpaks, which heal your bullet holes in seconds, and Rad-X, your go-to for not glowing in the dark after a radstorm. You'll see their name in Fallout 3, 4, and 76, usually on a busted terminal in some creepy lab. Sounds like they were heroes, right? Nope. MedTech was the kind of company that'd sell you a cure while slipping something extra in the syringe. They were deep into unethical experiments, like messing with the forced evolutionary virus. Yep, the same FEV that West-Tech used to spawn supermutants. Why? Probably because let's make monsters was on their vision board. Their real hustle, though, was crafting chems so addictive you'd pawn your Pip-Boy for another hit. In Fallout 4, you stumble into their Medford facility, where they tested a drug called Prevent on sick folks, promising cures but delivering misery. Classic Big Pharma move. Hook people on your product, then jack up the price while they're begging for more. It's like they looked at the apocalypse and thought, perfect time to corner the market on suffering. Their Stimpaks and Rad-X are still saving lives in the wasteland, sure, but at what cost? You're basically trading one addiction for another every time you jab a stim. I once spammed stim packs in Fallout 4 to survive a Deathclaw fight and felt like I needed a 12-step program afterward. Medtech's legacy is a wasteland full of their chems, with survivors hooked and their labs hiding horrors. They're the ultimate critique of pharma greed selling hope while cooking up nightmares. Gotta admit though, their stim packs are clutch when you're bleeding out. Have you ever popped a Rad X before a glowing C-Trek? Feels like cheating death, until you realize Medtech's probably laughing from the grave. Mass Fusion. Mass Fusion, founded in 2054, was the Fallout world's shiny poster child for fusion power, promising clean energy while hiding a suitcase full of dirty secrets. These guys were all about fusion power and energy storage, cranking out fusion cores, those little batteries that keep your power armor humming in Fallout 4. They also built nuclear containment systems, which sound responsible until you realize they were playing fast and loose with the tech that could end the world. You see their name all over Fallout 4, especially in the main quest, where their Boston headquarters is ground zero for some serious nuclear drama. Mass Fusion loved to wave the green energy flag, but behind the scenes, they were neck-deep in sabotage and espionage, pulling Westinghouse and GE-level stunts to stay on top. Their fusion tech was made to save the planet, but instead, it powered the Institute's synth army and other shady projects. In Fallout 4, you're sent to their reactor to grab a beryllium agitator, a fancy gizmo that could tip the balance of power in the Commonwealth. It's like they built the ultimate MacGuffin, then sat back while everyone fought over it. These guys weren't just about clean energy, they were about dominating the nuclear game, and their tech made the Wasteland's power struggles even messier. I mean, who needs a glowing C when you've got Mass Fusion handing out fusion cores like candy? I once ran out of cores mid-fight in Fallout 4. Nothing says panic like your power armor turning into a 500-pound paperweight. Their whole "we're saving the world" shtick feels like a PR stunt when you're dodging their radioactive messes. Gotta give them credit, though those fusion cores keep your laser rifle humming like nobody's business. You ever swap one out while raiders are shooting at you? It's like changing a car battery in a war zone. Mass Fusion's legacy is a wasteland, powered by their tech, but at the cost of espionage and nuclear chaos. They're proof that even green corporations can burn the world down. Mass Fusion's energy game is sneaky, but the next corporation? They're cooking up something so bizarre it'll make your head spin. Stay tuned. ArcJet Systems. ArcJet Systems, founded in 2005, was the Fallout world's answer to NASA and Boeing, chasing the stars while the world burned below. These guys were all about aerospace and propulsion, dreaming of space colonies with projects like the XMB booster, a fancy rocket engine, and the Mars Shot project, their big plan to get humans to the Red Planet. You run into their wreckage in Fallout 4, where their abandoned facility in the Commonwealth is a dusty monument to what could have been. ArcJet was all in on the space race, hyping up humanity's next frontier. But here's the rub. They were bleeding cash and leaning hard on government contracts. When budget cuts hit, their dreams of Martian vacations went up in smoke faster than a Nuka-Cola Quantum in a microwave. It's like they bet the farm on a rocket that never left the launch pad. In Fallout 4, you visit their lab to grab some tech for the Brotherhood of Steel, dodging gunners and broken dreams in a facility that feels like a sci-fi movie set after the crew went home. ArcJet's story is a brutal critique of wasted innovation, pouring billions into space while Earth choked on war and pollution. They're the poster child for corporate dependence on government handouts, collapsing when the checks stopped coming. I mean, who spends decades building a Mars rocket when the world's about to nuke itself? ArcJet, that's who. Their XMB booster tech was cool, but it's just rusting in a lab while raiders use it for target practice. Gotta hand it to them, though their facilities still have that "we almost made it to space" vibe, like a museum of bad decisions. Have you ever wandered through ArcJet in Fallout 4? Feels like walking through a billionaire's midlife crisis, all shiny and useless. Their legacy is a wasteland littered with their failed ambitions, a reminder that even the biggest dreamers can crash when they're tethered to government cash. What a waste. Repcon Aerospace. Repcon Aerospace, founded in 2054, was the Fallout world's other space dreamer, but with a side of plasma-fueled chaos. These guys were neck-deep in rocketry and plasma weapons, building spaceflight tech to rival ArcJet and plasma rifles that could melt a Brahmin in seconds. You see their handiwork in Fallout New Vegas, where their old headquarters in the Mojave is a mix of rocket relics and glowing green death. Their big products? Advanced spaceflight systems to chase the stars and plasma rifles that became wasteland staples, like the ones you're dodging from raiders. Repcon was all about that Cold War space race hype, promising to outdo the competition while secretly cooking up weapons for the military. But here's where it gets weird. Their legacy got hijacked by the Bright Brotherhood, a cult of glowing ghouls who think Repcon's rockets are their ticket to a cosmic promised land. Talk about brand loyalty gone off the rails. In New Vegas, you explore their facility in the "Come Fly With Me" quest, helping, or screwing over those ghouls while dodging feral ones and plasma traps. Repcon's story screams corporate cult branding. Think SpaceX with a dash of Scientology. They rode the space race wave, but their real game was profiteering, cashing in on rockets and guns while the world burned. It's like they saw the apocalypse coming and thought, let's sell plasma rifles and call it innovation. I tried sniping with one of their plasma rifles in New Vegas, felt like wielding a sci-fi death ray, until it jammed and I got mauled by a death claw. Their tech was slick, but their obsession with hype left the Mojave littered with their failures. Gotta give them props, though those plasma rifles hit like a truck. Have you ever tried one in New Vegas? It's like shooting a laser pointer that hates you. Repcon's legacy is a wasteland of broken rockets and a cult worshipping their junk, proof that corporate dreams can turn into apocalyptic nightmares. If you're still with me, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this for more deep dives into every Fallout corporation. Big MT. Big MT, or Big Mountain R&D Center, was a pre-2050s government-funded think tank that made every other Fallout corporation look like they were playing checkers while Big MT played 4D chess. These guys were deep in advanced R, D, and military science, cooking up tech so wild it feels like a sci-fi fever dream. Their greatest hits? Cybernetics that turn you into a half-robot badass, holograms that zap you like ghostly security guards, cazadores, those giant wasp nightmares that haunt your Mojave runs and lobotomites, brainless husks wandering their labs. You dive into their madness in Fallout New Vegas's Old World Blues DLC, where their crater facility is a playground of horrors. Big MT was DARPA on steroids, mixed with Silicon Valley's move fast and break stuff hubris, but with zero ethics. Their think tank scientists, literal brains in jars, parody every mad scientist trope, cackling about progress while turning the wasteland into their petri dish. They made cazadores by splicing bugs for fun and lobotomites. That's what happens when you think brain surgery means hack it out and see what sticks. In Old World Blues, you're stuck dealing with their experiments gone rogue, from robo-scorpions to a toaster with a god complex. It's like they saw the apocalypse and thought, perfect lab conditions. I fought a cazador swarm once in New Vegas, felt like wrestling a hornet's nest with wings and bad intentions. Big MT's whole deal screams unchecked science, bankrolled by military black projects, creating monsters for the sake of innovation. Their tech is impressive. Hologram defenses are straight up cool, but their legacy is a wasteland, crawling with their mistakes. Have you ever run into a cazador in the Mojave? It's like Big MT decided you needed more reasons to hate bugs. Gotta hand it to them, though their vending machines spitting out guns are peak mad scientist vibes. Big MT's a satire of what happens when genius forgets humanity, leaving a crater of chaos that's equal parts brilliant and terrifying. Chrysler Motors, Corvega subsidiary. Chrysler Motors, with its Corvega subsidiary, roared onto the scene in the 2020s to 2030s, peddling fusion-powered cars like the future was one big highway. These guys were the Fallout world's Ford and GM rolled into one, churning out Corvega sedans, sleek, shiny rides for pre-war commuters, and the Chrysler Highwayman, a beefy beast you can drive in Fallout 2. You see their rusted hulks littering Fallout 2, 3, and 4, usually as explosive traps waiting to ruin your day. Chrysler hyped their fusion tech as the answer to fuel scarcity, but here's the catch. Their cars were built to break. Planned obsolescence was their game design vehicles that fell apart, so you'd buy another. Safety? Optional. Those Corvegas blow up if you sneeze on them, turning the wasteland into a scrapyard of fiery death. In Fallout 2, the Highwayman's a rare gem, but good luck finding parts. It's like Chrysler wanted you stranded. Their marketing screamed freedom on the open road, yet they never fixed the resource crunch, just slapped a shiny logo on it. It's a brutal jab at the auto industry's failures to build flashy cars, ignore the real problems, and watch them explode. I tried driving the Highwayman in Fallout 2, felt like a king until it broke down in a Deathclaw's backyard. Their fusion tech was cool, but when your sedan's a bomb waiting to happen, you're not saving the planet. In Fallout 4, every Corvega factory feels like a tomb for their bad ideas, with raiders camping in the wreckage. Chrysler's legacy is a wasteland clogged with their rust buckets, mocking the dream of endless mobility. Gotta give them props, though the Highwayman's got style, even if it's a gas-guzzling death trap. Have you ever dodged an exploding Corvega in Fallout 3? It's like playing hopscotch in a minefield. Chrysler and Corvega prove that even in a world of fusion power, corporate greed can still run you off the road. Chrysler's car crashes are a mess, but the next corporation? They're cooking up something so wild it'll make your head spin. Stay tuned. Dunwich Borers LLC. Dunwich Borers LLC, founded before the 2070s, was the Fallout world's mining menace, clawing into the earth for uranium and stone like there was no tomorrow, which, spoiler, there wasn't. These guys were all about excavation, ripping open quarries to fuel the pre-war greed machine. You stumble into their horrors in Fallout 3's Dunwich building and Fallout 4's quarry, where their sites are Lovecraftian nightmares waiting to happen. Dunwich chased profits by exploiting workers, sending them deeper into the dirt for that sweet uranium, only to unearth eldritch horrors that make super mutants look cuddly. In Fallout 4, you descend into their quarry, finding flashbacks of rituals and a massive obelisk that screams ancient evil. It's like they hit a vein of cosmic dread instead of ore. Their story is pure critique of extractive capitalism. Dig for cash, screw the workers, and awaken something that dooms humanity. Workers got ground down, literally, while bosses pocketed the profits, all for stone and uranium that powered the bombs. In Fallout 3, the Dunwich building's full of ghouls and ghostly whispers, a haunted office from their shady dealings. I crept through that quarry in Fallout 4 felt like stepping into a horror movie where the monster's capitalism itself. Their tech was basic drills and greed, but they dug up stuff that should have stayed buried. Gotta say, their sites make for epic loot runs if you ignore the tentacles. Have you ever heard those whispers in Dunwich? It's like the Earth's telling you to turn back. Dunwich Borer's legacy is a wasteland, scarred by their holes, a reminder that some things under the ground are best left alone. Garahan Mining Company. Garahan Mining Company, founded before the 2070s in Appalachia, was a coal-digging dynasty that fancied itself a tech innovator. These guys were deep in mining and exosuit design, locked in a bitter rivalry with Hornwright Industrial over who could strip Appalachia's resources faster. Their big win? The Excavator Power Armor, a hulking suit built for miners that you can craft in Fallout 76. Picture a walking tank designed to shovel coal, not fight raiders, but it still packs a punch. You explore their legacy in Fallout 76, where their ash heap facilities are crumbling relics of their ambition. Garahan pushed the excavator as a game changer, promising to outmine Hornwright while workers toiled in brutal conditions. It's a sharp jab at industrial rivalry between two companies racing to gut the earth while their employees paid the price. The armor was slick, boosting mining output, but it couldn't save Garahan from their own greed or Hornwright's automation edge. In Fallout 76, you dig through their terminals, reading about labor disputes and bosses treating workers like spare parts. I suited up in excavator armor once felt like a bulldozer, but those creaky joints screamed, overworked miner. Garahan's story is all about exploitation, dressed up as innovation, with their fancy exosuits doing little for the folks swinging pickaxes. Their legacy is an Appalachia scarred by their mines, a testament to corporate one-upmanship that left workers in the dust. Gotta hand it to them, though that armor makes you feel like you could punch through a mountain. Ever try it in Fallout 76? It's like wearing a coal mine and loving every second. Garahan's a critique of industries that grind people down while chasing glory. Hallucigen, Inc. Hallucigen, Inc., born before the 2070s, was the Fallout world's twisted take on chemical weapons, cooking up riot gas and hallucinogenic crowd control like it was a dystopian science fair. You stumble into their madness in Fallout 4, where their Boston facility is a funhouse of horrors, dripping with green goo and bad vibes. Their star products? Tear gas from hell and hallucinogens that make you see Brahmin tap dancing on your Pip-Boy. They sold these as crowd control, but let's be real, they were weaponizing pharmaceuticals to keep the masses in line for their corporate state buddies. In Fallout 4's Hole-in-the-Wall quest, you grab their Invisiwave and Hallucigen gas, which turns raiders into gibbering wrecks or invisible lunatics. It's a scathing satire of tear gas and riot gear companies peddling control while chaos reigns. Hallucigen's lab is a wreck, with terminals bragging about pacifying protesters while their chemicals drive test subjects nuts. Picture a CEO pitching, "Let's make a gas that sends folks to Nuka World in their heads," and the government is eating it up. I got hit by their gas in Fallout 4, once thought a Deathclaw was my pal for a hot second. Their tech was meant to squash riots, but it just amped up the wasteland's insanity. Hallucigen's legacy is a commonwealth littered with their leaky canisters, a middle finger to corporate state power trips. Gotta give them props, though their gas grenades are great for messing with raiders. Ever lob one in Fallout 4? It's like spiking the punch at a super mutant party. Hallucigen's a brutal reminder that when corporations and governments team up, they're not calming the storm, they're brewing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see every Fallout faction explained, click the video on the screen.